Hello world, Shelly here, and it is high time we check out some favorites and fails for the month of September. I've got mostly favorites, one fail. Let's do the good news first. I've got a couple of hair products, and the first is a dry shampoo. I'm super picky about dry shampoo. Now that my hair is dark, I don't want any white cast. I can't stand strong perfumes in my dry shampoo. And I just need it, to work. I don't have super oily hair, but I kind of use it to refresh things. And Pantene makes my favorite. I have gotten samples from Ipsy and Birchbox and every other subscription of many high-end dry shampoos. Dry Bar and that pink cool little bottle. And I like this one the best. It works. I'm almost out of it. I need to get another one. And it's not overpowering in its fragrance. It doesn't give me a white cast. It just works. So, yay, Pantene dry shampoo. I think I originally saw this on Tati's channel, and I love it. The other hair product that I've been using, I picked it up this month. It's from Living Proof. It is the Perfect Hair Day In Shower Styler. It's like a styling cream that you put on your hair when you're in the shower, when your hair is still wet. And this gets really mixed reviews, like of the 3.5 out of 5 stars kind of rating. And I think the reason, well, let's just say, I think I have figured out how to make it work well, at least for my hair. So I put it on very generously at the end of my shower after I've washed and conditioned and I'm ready to get out. And then I rinse it very, very lightly. You don't want to rinse all of it out because then it just all goes away. So I give it a really quick rinse, like a once over rinse and squeegee, and that's it. So I'm making sure I leave enough product in my hair that it's still going to work. I have tried this many ways, and honestly, my favorite way is to just use this alone and not put any other styling product in my hair when I use this. It works really well, and it saves me a bunch of steps. You guys may have seen in my Dyson versus Chi hairdryer video the sort of cocktail I typically use on my hair. When I'm going to straighten it, that's what I do. I've got another Living Proof cream that I use. I use a serum, and this, if I'm not going to blow dry or straighten my hair, works really, really well for air drying, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Let's talk makeup. First up, I've got a couple favorites in the foundation and primer arena. My new favorite primer when I'm not going for the SPF is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This is a primer and moisturizer in one. I have dry skin. It's got hyaluronic acid and niacinamide in it. Niacinamide helps to reduce pores. Hyaluronic acid is for hydration. And I just find that it works really well. I like it best when I'm putting on a foundation that is a little bit drying to my skin. And this really does help to counteract that and still give me a good base and the smoothing properties and such that I expect from Smashbox Photo Finish, because I have really good luck with that primer, the regular Photo Finish primer. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this, especially under slightly drying foundations. And I think the bottle's really pretty. Not that that means anything, but you know me and pretty things. Next up, a foundation. You probably saw this coming, but the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude has been one of my favorites lately. It has been really hot outside, and I need a foundation that is not going to move around, and it's not going to get all over the place, and it's not going to melt off my face, but I want something a little less heavy that doesn't feel quite so much like a mask of makeup on. I'm thoroughly enjoying this stuff. It's in shade 1C1 Cool Bone. It does have SPF 30 in it, and it's working really well for hot summer days. I have another foundation product that was in my last Foundation Fest. It is the Perricone MD No Foundation Foundation, and when I want an even lighter amount of foundation than the Double Wear Nude, I've been wearing this and then as a base and then putting foundation powder over it, and I really like this. However, I'm hesitant to call it a favorite because I don't think I would repurchase this at full price. At full price, it's $60. I don't think I would buy it again at $60. I got it for half price on Costco's website, so I got it for $30. For $30, I would probably buy it again. For $60, probably not. But considering that I've used it almost every day since I got it, I don't know. I suppose I would have to go back to my Super Goop CC Cream, which is what I used to use underneath powder foundations for super light makeup days, and see if I like this any better. Pretty sure I wouldn't pay $60 for it, but I have been wearing it every day. So if you can get your hands on this cheap, I would recommend it. I don't know if I would recommend it at $60, but if you can get it at $30, go check Costco's website. Speaking of powders, this is actually a translucent setting powder. This is the LA Girl Pro Powder, Pro Coverage High Definition Setting Powder. This stuff has become like my new baby. It is so finely milled. It's a perfectly wonderful translucent powder. I use it under my eyes. I use it to set my whole face. I love it. It is like one of those gem finds at the drugstore. I did a whole first impressions on a bunch of LA Girl stuff. I will link that down below if you missed it, and I'll put it in that little card thing. And this was one of those things that just impressed me right out of the gate, and it has continued to impress me, and I really enjoy it. So if you're looking for a drugstore setting powder, I highly recommend this one. I have a couple other things that I've really been enjoying, but I've only been enjoying them for about 2 weeks out of the month, so I'm going to hold off, leave you in suspense, and hold on to those until next month and see if they are still my favorites, but I suspect they will make it onto the list. I'm sure you might be able to guess what they are, but my last favorite for this month, I don't know why I feel so bad throwing this in here. It is supposed to be restocked. It is the Jacqueline Hill Morphe Collaboration Eyeshadow Palette. I'm reaching for this thing all the time. I didn't expect to enjoy it quite so much. Every single shadow I've tried in here, and at this point I've tried almost all of them, is super blendable, nice and pigmented. I don't know what to say except I'm really enjoying it, and I reach for it all the time. It's easy to get a look out of. You don't have to think too hard. If I had one complaint, it would be that there are just so many shades on this side of the palette that are similar to each other. But then, you know, that was a first impression thought of mine, but I have to also say that I'm glad to have just a slight warm and cool variation between some of these shades, because it really seems to pull a look together. And so putting looks together with this has been a breeze, and I'm impressed with it. It's supposedly going to be restocked again. It has been restocked multiple times, and what can I say? I'm using it all the time, so I like it. I like it a lot. Now, I almost put Saint and Sinner from Kat Von D in this list, but again, I've only been using it for a couple weeks, so I want to give it a full good month to see if it stays in my favorites, but you know it's going to. We'll see about it next month. Here's my fail. I've had this for about a year now. It is the RoC Retinol Correction, because they spell it funny, eye cream. Every time I use it, I think, yeah, I'm going to do a retinol eye cream. This is great. You know, I got this thing, la la la. They have a great reputation. It's one of the highly recommended ones out there. And I'll use it for a few weeks, and then I'll notice that my under eyes are super, 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 super dry. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but this has happened like 3 different times now where I stop using it, forget about it, forget why I stopped using it, try it again, and then have the same problem. It really super duper dries out my under eyes, and I have dry skin already. I just can't seem to moisturize enough to combat this stuff, so I have to put this in the fail bin. I'm going to pass it along to someone that might be able to use it. But for me, it is just way too drying for my already dry skin. So I'm sorry, RoC. No go. There you have it. Those are my favorites and fails for September. If you would like to see more favorites and fails, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It definitely helps my channel. And thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Have yourselves an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world, and take care of each other. Bye-bye.